me just get that. Okay. Tools that they can immediately use to build their business. And that's what this meeting is really all about. It should be a fairly straightforward meeting. And if you want to ask questions, please do. If you've got noise in the background, I will be muting everyone mercilessly if there is a lot of background noise, but you're always welcome to unmute yourself and ask a question. Again, try and make questions, not too many statements, and we could go from there. First of all, is anyone using ChatGPT as a role-playing tool? Samantha, are you using ChatGPT as a role-playing tool?
Not as much as I would like, just starting.
Okay. Helen Burke, now you're there. Hi, Helen. I don't know if your audio is on, but are you using ChatGPT as a take your time? No pressure on you. No. Okay, so you'll get there. Steve, save me, Steve. You got you're using this great tool for role playing.
It's to overcome objections or just to get ideas. Excellent tool. Yep.
Correct. Okay. So here's the thing. Like any other prompt that you're going to use with a they call it LLM, or large language model, of which currently I use two. One of them is ChatGPT, and that should be familiar to most of you. There's also something from a company called Anthropic. The tool is called Claude 3. Believe it or not, I believe Claude 3 is better than ChatGPT, and a lot of people do agree with me. At the moment, Steve, we know this is a moving target, so we know that. Hi, Helen, you got your audio together.
I think so, yes.
Okay,
thank you very much. My
Not
apologies.
at all. Well, I'm glad to see you here. Where are you, Helen?
I'm in San Jose, Silicon Valley.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, so let's just break this right down. First of all, before we go into the prompts to role play, I want to show you a prompt that I kind of thought of. I don't think I'm the only one who thought of it, but I think it's still sort of cool. If I could just get this thing together here. Here we go. Okay, so no, was that it? Okay, so one of the things that you can do with ChatGPT, and this is a really cool, for those of you who are subscribed to ChatGPT, and I sincerely hope you consider it. It's really no money in the scheme of business. You get these various GPTs, meaning you could program your own GPT. It's kind of like buying a Camaro and then getting bigger wheels and souping it up a little bit, and you're able to get some very specific things into a GPT. For example, I have found this YouTube GPT, which allows us to go to something like, we could go take a quick peek here. GPT-5 achieved by, okay, so somebody put this up an hour ago.
Real estate
and
agent.
I'm going to pause that here for a second. And it's had a lot of views. I have no idea what it's about, but we're about to find out. I'm copying this. Keep in mind, I didn't produce this video. It's been 4,000 views in the last hour when it went online. And what I'm doing is I'm taking it and placing it into this GPT, which is for YouTube. And I push the button, and this thing has been programmed to actually watch the entire YouTube video for us. And here is the summary of that video, which is kind of cool, I think. But I take it a step further with this prompt. And this is what I want all of you to learn and practice and try and be a part of. I go into these prompts, and I created this prompt that allows me to get a 1,500 word blog. And I'm going to go right in here. I'm going to say ChatGPT. And I'm going to input that prompt that I created, which I will make available to you. And now I go back to where this notes were taken. Again, keep in mind, I didn't write this content. This was something that you just saw got taken from a YouTube channel. And I'm copying it here now. And I'm putting everything that it just gave me into a YouTube channel with directions. I'm going to input the transcription of a conversation or mastermind meeting. I want you to take the input and turn it into a 1,500 word blog post. The post should be an uplifting tone, extremely plain, understandable English, blah, blah, blah. you know, now I took that. So we have the transcript from the YouTube video, the summary. We have the blog post that I put up, the prompt that I put up. And now let's see what ChatGPT does. Now it's actually creating a whole blog post based on, I mean, notice we didn't even read this thing. And then I also programmed it to have a little bit Edmund Bogue's a leader in real estate, blah, blah, blah. And it gives you everything that just came up with. You know, we could go in the realm of artificial intelligence. A groundbreaking shift is upon us, marked by the emergence of agentic AI. The concept is championed by AI pioneer Andrew Ng, heralds a new era where AI agents possess the capability to operate semi-autonomously, continuously refining and advancing their performance, blah, blah, blah. So we have all this here, but I want to take it a step further. Now I'm going to say, and this is why I tell all of you to subscribe to ChatGPT. I made this my you know, there's a customizable GPT when you pay the $20 a month, and I gave it instructions of who I am. You can see Edmund Bogan, where I am, what I do, the mastermind group I put in here. And then I give instructions on how I would like it to respond. So, you know, again, you'll be able to see this video to be able to go through it slowly and see what we mean. But now this thing came up with a blog post, and I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to say, please rewrite to talk about why it is relevant to real estate agents, and make a short but understandable pitch for REIGNation. So now it goes on with all of this. And it's actually, where are we going here? In that of real estate professionals having marketing property valuations means real estate agents can have harness more sophisticated tools, market movements, blah, blah, blah. So we have to work on it a little bit. Enter REIGNation, a mastermind group designed to propel real estate professionals into the future market of success. Basically, I'm going through this in lightning speed with all of you. I'm hardly reading this, and it's actually giving me content, which, by the way, I will take this. Actually, RA, we're going to work some magic here. You ready, Daniel? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this here, and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to send it to Daniel. And Daniel, if you could just make an image and put it up on the blog. We may remove it after, because again, I didn't really proofread it, but it's good for the demonstration here. So Daniel's going to take that and he's going to make a blog post for it. And that's one of the ways, again, much of what I'm doing here is a system. Notice where I was in the system. I had a link to a YouTube video. I took that link, I put this into ChatGPT, and it spat out the content or the summary of that link. Then I took another prompt and I put that back in and said, write a blog post for me. Now I took it one step further and said, change the blog post for me. Now I take that blog post and I sent it to Daniel, who's all the way over in the Philippines, and he's going to have that on my blog in just a few minutes. I've said this at every single meeting, and I will say it again. None of you have an excuse to not have content. That excuse is now gone. This is a very, very simple thing to do. And again, I'll go through it slowly for all of you more than once here so that everyone sees. But before I go on, I always forget, are there questions so far? No shyness here. It's a great time to ask a question. Anyone? Anyone? Ferris Bueller? Ferris Bueller? No? Okay. We'll go on with the next prompt I wanted to show you. Now, what I promised you was a prompt to talk to sellers, because a lot of you now have the sellers in mind. You've got, it's getting harder and harder to make money as a selling agent, so you want to get listings, and I think that's just great. So I made this prompt right here that is going to be, we could change the personality here. Assume the role of Alex Morgan. It's a fictitious person, a homeowner skeptical about hiring real estate agents. I'm sure you've never run into that. Alex believes they can sell their home independently using online platforms. Despite hearing about the Edmund Bogan success in real estate market, Alex remains unconvinced of the value an agent could bring. Throughout the conversation, Alex challenges Edmund's suggestions and strategies, expressing doubt and seeking justification for the benefits of partnering with a real estate agent. Edmund, played by the user, must respond to these challenges, showcasing his expertise, marketing strategy, negotiation skills, and unique value proposition in the luxury waterfront real estate market. Okay, so that is the prompt here. And I'm actually going to share it with you guys. Sorry, you didn't see my screen there. So that's the prompt that I was reading. Now we're going to open up a new screen and we're going to input this. Okay, so now it actually starts a conversation with you. Alex, I've seen the listings, Edmund, and while they're impressive, I don't see why I just can't sell. So now this is actually playing the role of me giving the answer, and I'm like, Alex, can I say something? Okay. You had, I wonder what happened with your last real estate agent. And then the step here is it's actually giving the answer for you. I understand your concerns, Alex. I'm sorry to hear about your previous communication and proactive approach are key in real estate. My team prioritizes regular updates, transparent communications with our clients. We develop a tailored marketing. So we go on with all the different stuff. And when you enter what his debate is or her debate is, it actually gives you some of the answers. But you could take it a step further. You could actually have yourself in an ongoing role as a dialogue with the GPT. And I think that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty neat. Who's got a situation with a buyer or a seller that they'd like to role play that we can make a prompt for? Leslie, help me.
Well, I just wanted to ask, I love that prompt that you just did with the conversation with the seller.
Sure.
And I like how you did it. I guess my question is will you be sharing that too?
We will be sharing that indeed. I'm a very sharing kind of guy.
Okay.
But
All right, here's my scenario.
okay, please. Hold on.
I
I'm gonna type it in as we go here, and I'll make a new screen for that. Okay, role play with a buyer or seller.
This is a seller.
Who? Yeah.
Seller who doesn't know if and when they're going to sell.
Hmm.
They don't like this area.
What area is it?
They're from California, and this is the Carolinas, Charlotte.
They don't like.
They don't like because they know no one's here. They don't know anybody here.
As they are from California and they don't know anyone. Okay. Anything else?
Husband hates his current job.
Yeah.
And wants to make a change into commercial construction. He's in residential now.
Okay. Anything else?
Anything you think would be helpful?
Well, so they don't know if and when they're going to sell, and the purpose of selling would be to leave the area entirely.
Correct.
Okay.
Leave the area and get a good job someplace else.
Okay. I want to convince them that selling is a good thing and that they should move. Well,
Basically, the wife is saying, well, when Rudy gets his act together, then we can figure something out. So, and they're looking at Arizona. This was actually a Tom Ferry referral.
okay, so let's see how that works out. Okay, so now it's playing the actual role. It's actually going through the entire role play here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play the audio for you
Oh, great.
to actually hear it. It might be a little bit easier. This is another great app called Speechify. Just watch this if you get tired of reading.
Edmund, thank you for meeting with me today. I understand that you're facing some uncertainty about selling your home and relocating. Moving can indeed be a significant decision, especially when it involves career changes and adapting to a new environment. Seller, yes, it's been tough. We're not happy in Charlotte, but it's also daunting to think about moving. Edmund, I completely understand. However, consider the potential benefits of selling now. The market is currently favorable for sellers, and this could be an excellent opportunity to maximize your return on investment. This financial boost could support your husband's career transition into commercial construction, a sector that's showing promising growth. Seller, that makes sense, but my husband is still unsure about his job prospects.
Okay, it's taking its time.
Edmund, transitioning careers, especially to a thriving field like commercial construction, could be the positive change he's looking for. Moreover, selling your home could provide the financial freedom and flexibility to choose the best location that aligns with both of your aspirations and lifestyle preferences.
Okay, so you could see where it goes. I don't want to put the whole time into that, but you could then begin to
Awesome.
tweak it. You can make her into a horrible person. You can make her into, I could have with one word changed, she's mean, or she's very nice, or she's indecisive, or money's the problem. Whatever character you want, you could put this into ChatGPT. By the way, the whole notion of having voice is going to be a relatively new concept, that there's going to be more and more vocal attempts with ChatGPT and all these other GPTs. And I predict by the end of this year, you will get cold calls from an AI agent and be fooled into believing that they are human. And I'm monitoring this each and every single day because I do want to bring it back to the group here. Because a few months after that, the telephone, which I think is already largely ruined, will be completely destroyed, because there's no reason to believe the person that is on the other end of the line is really your friend, right? You just don't know. So so let's go on. And anyone else have some prompts that they want to talk about? Anyone have an objective that they'd like to do with ChatGPT? All of you right now are using it as if you're using Google. And that's fine, but it's not using it to the full extent. The whole notion of chatting is to actually speak with it to get better and better ideas out of your prompts. Andy Neal just joined us. Brooke, I'm not sure where Brooke is. Diana Peters, Hedika. I'm looking at,
with talking to the sell by owner.
Okay.
convincing
Sorry, Diana, just say that again, because I hear an echo.
Can you do a prompt where you're talking to a for sale by owner, trying to convince them to let you list their home?
Sure. That's great. Okay. I would like to rewrite this. I am now talking to a seller who has listed it as a for sale by owner and does not want to use a realtor. Can we role play? I am the realtor. You are the seller. I want to have an ongoing dialogue where you are nice, but really don't want to use a realtor. Okay, so now it's giving, again, the conversation that it would get started with. And you're now able to, we'll go back into this for a second here and listen to what their fictitious conversation has said. And then all of you could tell me.
Seller, I appreciate your interest in my home, but I've decided to sell it myself. I just don't see the need for a realtor right now. Edmund, I understand your perspective and respect your decision to go the FSBO route. It's a choice many consider in an effort to save on commission costs. May I ask what's driving your decision to sell without a realtor? Seller, mainly, it's the cost savings. I've read up on the process, and I feel confident that I can handle it on my own. Edmund, that makes sense, and it's great that you're informed. While saving on commission is a significant advantage, partnering with a realtor like myself can bring value in different ways, such as market expertise, negotiation skills, and access to a broad network of potential buyers, which can ultimately lead to a higher selling price and a smoother transaction. Seller, I do understand that, but
So again, I won't keep going back and forth with all of this, but the point that I want to make is the more that you engage with the GPT, the more of a argument you could try and win. Somebody give me an argument right now that they'd like to throw out to this thing. What is something that you've heard that's been an objection to the work or when it comes to selling? Somebody's just giving you a hard no. Give me a reason that they're giving you a hard no.
I have no place to move to. There
Okay.
is no inventory,
Seller,
and I don't want new construction.
that I have no place to move to. I have no place to move to. What were the other things you had just said?
Inventory is low, and the interest rates are ridiculously high.
Okay, so here, I understand your concerns about low inventory and high interest rates, which are indeed challenging factors in the current market. However, there are strategic ways we could approach this to ensure you find a suitable home. Firstly, regarding the low inventory, my network and resources allow me to access off-market listings. So it's giving the obvious, the off-market listings. As for the high interest rates, it's crucial to consider the long-term perspective. While rates are higher than in recent years, they're still within historical norms. So it gives you the arguments that you've really heard. But here's the thing, every now and then, when you drill down in this conversation and get more and more specific with it, you're going to be able to get answers that you didn't have before. Let me show you one thing that you might want to consider. Give me a truly unique response that I, as a realtor, could say to a potential seller. In fact, give me 5 answers to the initial objection of, I'll just copy this. Okay. So let's take a look. Now I'm asking for 5 answers. Okay, and it's giving you these thoughts here. Let's consider this an opportunity to get creative. Have you thought about a leaseback agreement? Okay, that's pretty good. We're getting a little bit better. What if we approach this with a strategic house swap? Okay, something that I've heard people do. I've never personally done a deal as a house swap, but it's interesting. Let's think about the future investment. What if we find a property that's a great deal now? So it's going ahead and it's helping you work through what really should be some ideas to be able to get through and get the deals. Did that help, by the way, caller? I didn't see who was talking just now. Who was that?
That was awesome. That was me.
Oh, Leslie. Okay, hi.
How would you use it with leads? Like leads that I don't know if this is worth the time, but leads you've never been able to really connect with, and leads that are or referrals actually, who it's a definite they're going to move, let's say in October. Ideas to stay in touch with them.
Okay, that's a great one. I like it. very chatty today. I got all these things here. So let's get this. Okay.
Not just like, okay, you're gonna move in October, call me then. You know,
Okay,
which
so
is what we often do.
Leslie, walk me through this. It's like new role play. I have a
Seller.
seller, sorry, who wants to
Move
move
in October.
in 9 months. I'll make it 9 months.
That's cool.
I know that they can meet many other realtors between now and then. Give me 5 tips for staying in front and top of mind with this seller. You know what? I'm
Awesome.
gonna do more. I'm gonna say, give me 15 tips. How about that? We'll really do this. Please be creative. Please be simple, yet consistent. Okay, so let's take a look at what it comes up with. And by the way, if you disagree with the prompts, you could change them yourself. As you can see, this is very fluid. We're giving them monthly market updates. I actually do it weekly. Daniel works very hard on that for me. Home improvement tips, that's great. Personal check-ins, okay. Local events newsletter, people see it. Social media engagement. Let me tell you about social media. I've got somebody on my team. She had just had a baby. She was walking her dog with the baby, and everyone was starting conversations. She said, how do I capitalize on this, Ed? I said, great. This is what you should do. Start an Instagram account called The Dogs of Boca Raton, Florida, or something along those lines. And then when you meet someone, ask them if you could take a picture of the dog and you'd love to put them on your group. Why don't you follow me on the group? Bam! What did you do? You captured them. That's my law of crap. Capture, reward, automate, and plan. You captured the person because they actually now met the baby, said hi to the baby. You saw they had the dog. You gave them something of value to themselves. That's the reward. You capture the person. You rewarded them because they want to see themselves on social media. Now, you might say, I don't want to see myself on social media. Most people do. That's the world we're living in right now. So, now you've got a means of connection with that particular person. It's a strategy that can work if you decide to work it. Let's go back here for a second. Testimonials, handwritten notes. Handwritten notes, unfortunately, it's a dying art. I love getting handwritten letters from people. I love writing them and sending them. The anniversary of the home purchase. That's great stuff. By the way, in Florida, if you pay your property taxes by November 30th, you get what they call a 4% discount to the actual rate, which is several months later. It's a great time to call people starting in, say, September to say, hey, did you pay your property taxes? Just want to give you this friendly reminder. So, this is what it's actually come up with. I'm not overwhelmed by how great or not so great this was, but I found it pretty interesting. Just for giggles, let's take this prompt and let's put it into another GPT, just for a sake of comparison. This is Claude 3, which all of you should know Claude 3. New role play. I have, it doesn't know who I am. I am a realtor. I have a seller who wants to move in 9 months. I know that they can meet many other realtors between now and then. Give me 15 tips for staying in front and on top of mind, blah, blah, blah. So pretty much the same prompt. Let's see what Claude comes up with now. Okay, so they had the newsletter, customized home valuation, offer complimentary home staging consultation, host a virtual or in-person seminar, send thoughtful gift. One thing that we sent little things, like I found out from somebody that they wanted to sell and I wound up sending them, but they were going away to Italy for the summer. So I went and I bought them a really nice book on touring Italy and I messaged that over to them. And when they got back, ultimately they decided not to sell, but I said, hey, it's Ed Bogan. Oh yeah, you're the guy that sent us that great book. We used it all throughout all of Italy. So now you've really kind of anchored yourself into their mind. Other questions? Andy Neal, any questions? Diana Peters, any questions? Linda, any questions?
No questions, but this is great.
Well, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's you know, I'm trying to make this a pretty regular thing. Actually, we host this 6 times a month, every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on many Fridays at 12 noon. We may shift that a bit to Thursdays as well. We also have, if I could just take a moment to show everyone, if I could get this thing out of the way. Okay, this is the REIGNation Facebook group, and you're all invited to join. From this, we have a variety of stuff that you can take a look at. One of it is this great members area, which we're looking at right now. And you can take a look at the community hub. And in there, it will give you, again, very slow because we're on with multiple people here. Sorry about that. Well, let's see if we've got challenges. So various challenges. I got my week 1, 3 weeks of no fear. So we put up various challenges for everyone if you want to take those challenges with us. We got various meetups in here. We've got resources, including a WhatsApp group for this group. We have a file cabinet, which right now is pointed to Facebook, but we will be moving it over here. And in that file cabinet, we've got a divorce attorney letter, ChatGPT cheat sheets, a mailer for Canadian business. We've got absentee owner letter. We've got, all this came from you guys. Team member agreement. If you want to rip off and duplicate my team member agreement, we have that up there. 30 reasons for Disney success. Different people put in some case histories that you should know about. Closing checklists and marketing calendars. And we, this all comes from you guys, and we keep adding more and more stuff to the group. So it's kind of cool. I like to think. One other thing I could show you here. We also have a feed where you're able to make comments and be able to put up your listings and brag about stuff that's going on. All that type of stuff. Let me just go to one more thing to show you. And finally, we've got the Mastermind archive. And in here, you're going to be able to watch all of the videos that we've had in the past. And there's a little written transcript as well, telling you what each of these videos were about. So it's a pretty good place to be. Last week, we got the blog. I mentioned that earlier before. Daniel, is this your blog post from today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Daniel, while we were talking, remember when I took the video from YouTube, put it into that GPT, it produced a summary. I took that summary and I put it into a prompt, which I'm going to give all of you. It then produced this blog post, which I sent to Daniel while we were talking. And now it's up on the website. Now I'm going to review this to make sure that this is our standard. We went through this very, very quickly. I was basically showing off to show you just how quickly you could create content. And here's the great news. Daniel also knows that I want Facebook posts. I want videos, which we also have an AI to use to be able to make posts. So there's all sorts of stuff that you could do. You no longer have an excuse not to have content. I see I've got just Samantha from my team and maybe somebody else. No excuses. You must have content because it's available. You don't have to be creative anymore. And maybe you are creative, but there's stuff.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I got a question.
Okay.
When we did that exercise with ChatGPT about keeping in touch with a seller, and you said, but let's see what Claude has to say.
Okay.
That made me wonder, do you have a favorite AI tool, or do you like, okay, I want to use this for this and this for this and this for this? How do you go about that?
Okay. Well, given what I do, I spend a lot of money on social media and AIs. I subscribe to Claude, which is $20 a month. I subscribe to ChatGPT, which is $20 a month. I subscribe to Midjourney, which makes videos, which makes images. The truth is, both of them have their place, and both of them have stuff that you could do. Claude just happens to be a lot clearer today. Now, keep in mind, all this is a moving target, and I suspect that this is why I'm a capitalist. I believe that competition is ultimately a good thing because they're fighting to the top to make it better for you. So I look at that and I say that that's pretty cool that it's going out there. But hands down to me, Claude is much clearer. It sounds much more human. And that's just today. Tomorrow could be something totally different. GPT-5 could come out and it might kick its ass.
Okay. So I'm using the free version of GPT.
Okay.
Would you recommend going to the paid version or just go to Claude?
If you use it, it's like, again, it's such a moving target. Everything I say today could be gone or done tomorrow. So, you know, you could do all of this for free. None of you need to spend what I'm doing. I'm just saying that you're going to be that much better with it. Sure, personally, given if it's between one or the other, I would subscribe to ChatGPT. Even though what I said about Claude, ChatGPT just offers more connectivity through the web. It offers more of your ability to be able to do different, like I programmed who I am into here. I'll show you what I mean. In ChatGPT, we'll do two of the same posts here. In ChatGPT, I programmed into it who I am. So I could say just to it, who am I? You are Edmund Bogan, real estate professional with Douglas Elliman Real Estate, specializing in luxury waterfront homes and condos based in Boca Raton, Florida. You lead the Edmund Bogan team and a country club specialist with a focus on areas from Miami Beach to Palm Beach. You utilize AI marketing and host a national mastermind group, REIGNation, for real estate professionals. And another thing I put in there, you see how it says confidence on this response 100%? You see that, Leslie?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay. So that was another thing that I programmed into it, which I really like. No one really told me about it. I just wanted to put in here. Where is this thing? At the end of your writing, please put up by percentage how confident you are in the answer. How many of you have heard about AI hallucinations? Anybody here that AI hallucinates? Basically, I curse a lot, sorry. It means it makes shit up. Quite literally, it just makes stuff up. So if you get, if you put that little phrase at the end of the training, tell me how confident you are, sometimes you'll see that it's only 75% confident. Well, I would never
Is
go
that
into a
the
client.
AI? Is that the AI saying they're confident? Is that they're giving you?
That's ChatGPT. I ask it to say, how confident are you in your answer? And it will give at the end of every prompt how confident it is. If it's less than 90 or 95%, I'm very skeptical. And I'll ask, why aren't you more confident? And it usually will give you a reason like, well, the technology is changing, or things are happening in, there's a reason that it's not going to work for whatever reason. So I think it's good. So that prompt, the point is that ChatGPT, just to answer your question, Leslie, it gives you the opportunity to personalize it, to make it understand who you are, to make it understand who your team is. There's another thing that I've done. You could create your own GPTs. I'll show you some of them right now. Where is it? Okay, so I created a GPT, Boca Raton Country Clubs. And in it, I programmed in a couple of clubs that I normally sell at, and I'm able to say something like this. Can you tell me the costs involved in St. Andrew's Country Club? Okay, so now there it's giving all the stuff that's not readily available on the internet, but I put it into this GPT. I also did, can you compare that to Woodfield Country Club? So it gives you St. Andrews and now gives you Woodfield. And it gives you the key differences. So you could create your own GPT with this $20 thing a month, and think about all the things that you might be able to do with that. If you have a team that's actually working on stuff and need information at their fingertips, you could upload that to a shared GPT among the friends and among the team. And I can now take it a step further. I could say, great, why don't you say in an email to the client, these are the current rates at St. Andrews. You know, you can actually have it write stuff for you. So that's why, Leslie, if it's going to be between one or the other, I would take ChatGPT. But I
Okay,
stand by
thank
what
you,
I said,
because
that Claude is better, but
I'm-
more versatile. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm a shiny things person.
You're shiny,
What was shiny things?
shiny things, yes.
What was that original prompt that you gave and just last time about it was a specific focus, whatever your original prompt was, what was that?
The original prompt, oh, to get the stuff out of YouTube. The original stuff when I took the YouTube link and I pulled up the information, or which one? The Leslie? I think I lost her. Okay, Leslie, just jump back in if you hear me. Other questions? Okay. Well, look, you know, we went a while. Like I said, I really would love for all of you to sign up for REIGNation. There's a free trial period for those of you that would like to give it a try. And there is no contract. You could drop out at any point. Also, I do one-on-one coaching with people. Unlike the coaches that are really saying, great, hire me and stay with me forever, which are certainly welcome to do, most of you really don't need that. Most of you need 4 to 6 weeks of a process to figure out a certain aspect of your marketing, which will work with you one-on-one to try and fix or try and tweak or change. Really, my goal here is to get you to subscribe to REIGNation and see the actual values of what we're trying to do. I think Leslie's coming back in now for anyone who wants to, because I think she had a good question here. Leslie, are you back?
I'm back. I'm sorry, my computer died. It hates me.
Oh, well, you know, the computer's obviously mean then. You know,
So I missed your answer to my question.
Well, what was your question? You said the original prompt, and I asked, did you mean the prompt that was taking a video and then turning it into text?
No, I don't remember, but I'll look back on this video.
Okay.
Thank you.
If anybody would like the prompts from today, and this is important, this is where you pay attention, guys. Send an email to Daniel at Bogan Homes. He's about to put up, look at that, he's faster than me. So you have any inquiries, put it into Daniel at Bogan Homes, and he will email you these prompts. Again, we've got another meeting coming up on Wednesday. For those of you that want to talk one-on-one about advanced business planning and being able to get it done, strategy and structure will win. Luck is not a strategy. Guessing is not a strategy. I'm not going to be telling you everything's going to be all right. That's not the thing. You can make it all right. You could go out and actually win. You all have the capability of winning in the upcoming environment. But boy, you got to work, and you got to have a strategy and a structure to get through it, or you will fail. There's nothing more that I can't be any clear. Forget REIGNation, forget Tom Ferry, forget anything. That if you don't go forward with some type of strategy and structure, it will not work. That's the bad news. Again, the good news is we could work through that. We can make an answer. I mean, there really is a great opportunity for all of you to succeed, and I think that's should be heartening to everybody. Okay, any other questions before we sign off? Again, you know, I hope everyone has a great weekend, a good Friday, a happy Easter, happy all that fun pleasantries. Meeting is going to be on Wednesday. Daniel, did we ever pick a topic for Wednesday? Let me just take a look. Give me 1 second. Topic ideas. Here we go. So on Wednesday, the topic is great. It's going to be value-added realtors get the most referrals. So we're going to be talking about all the things that you could do to be value-added. For example, as we move forward with these commission changes, what I'm saying to buyers is, you know, provided that it's legal, and I need to check this with counsel, we will provide 40 hours of home organization in your new home. It's a 3% commission, but look at what you're actually getting here. Now it helps. I'm married to a professional organizer. She's very good. She costs a fortune. She charges $200 an hour. She's unapologetic about it. I will be paying her that. So 40 hours, that's $8,000. It's not a little bit of money, but my price point is over $1 million. Is it worth it? Yes. From my perspective, that's worth it. So we're going to be talking next week about the value add that you could add to the business. Unfortunately, most people are just too basic. They're just, I'm a realtor, here it is, sign thing. And most of you will bring up in my meeting, and it drives me nuts. I need to defend my commission. You don't need to defend your commission. You need to prove your worth. That's the difference. You know, nobody cares about whether you make money or not. They care about what's in it for them. And that's the good news, because they'll want to do business with you. This is the greatest broadcast you could possibly imagine if you actually have that one-on-one conversation that really shows continual value add. And despite how you're feeling, because a lot of you speak with me privately, just remember this. The good news is now on a national level, anyone who's working one-on-one with a buyer must have a buyer-broker agreement. It's not like you're coming out of left field, just the only one that's willing to do it. And you're going to find out who the liars are right away. And if you see somebody that's got a bad proposition, someone gives you the world's greatest lead or is a world great lead source for you, and they give you a bad lead, somebody that might be wasting your time, just give them the year-long buyer-broker agreement. See how it's a year long, and this is my commission. And if they push back at that point, say, oh, well, that's my company. That's what now I mean, no one's looking at all the bright side of all this. You're able to use this in many ways to help protect and defend your career. That's what REIGnation's about. Guys, thank you all so much for coming today. I'm so grateful. Any last minute questions before we jump? If any of you want the notes, again, please, Daniel@boganhomes.com. It's in the thing. Daniel, like Daniel, I'm trying to think of a famous Daniel. Daniel, who's a famous Daniel? You know any famous Daniels? No famous Daniel. Who's the former James Bond? Samantha, you got a famous Daniel for us? Daniel Webster. He was a bad guy, though. Okay.
This is
Daniel
going to show
Craig.
my age, but
Daniel
Daniel
Craig was that.
Boone.
Who?
Daniel Boone.
Daniel
So-
Boone. Okay. Yeah, well, you weren't alive during Daniel Boone time, but okay, we'll go with that. Okay, guys. Good to see everybody. Have a great weekend. And I hope to see you next week for another exciting episode of REIGNation.